Hey guys, welcome back to another match preview. The games are coming thick and fast as always. And Manchester City head tonight to Carlo Ancelotti's Everton at Goodison Park in what will be a very interesting game. Before I dive into the team news and the 11 and all that kind of stuff though, I want to say thank you to my latest patrons. Big love to Tom Hill and Jabba Fahim for becoming my latest patrons. Guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel. They jumped in at the $10 tier, meaning they'll get access to the bonus Patreon videos, including player ratings and so on as well. Big love to those two guys. Thank you so much. And also thank you to my Patreon producer Ahmed Al Ali, who's supporting the channel absolutely loads. So big love to Ahmed, a big love to Tom and Jabba for their support. Really appreciated. Patreon.com/Esteemed Kompany if you want to get involved and help the channel a tiny little bit. Don't worry if you can't, of course. Just liking and subscribing is absolutely awesome. And thank you so much for getting me to 50k. I'm going to do some 50k celebrations very soon, but I've been so busy, but it will be coming soon. Thank you all of you. You're all absolute heroes. Right, let's go on to today's game. It's a big game. Of course it's a big game. City have won 16 games in a row, so we're all right feeling confident at the moment, and the current Premier League table looks absolutely rosy. We are currently 7 points clear of United and Leicester with a game in hand of both of these. This is that game in hand. And then, of course, as well, 11 points clear of Chelsea, loads ahead of Liverpool. It's not even worth mentioning now. Liverpool down in 6 and we're 13 points clear of them with a game in hand. It's very good. And this is another chance to put a game which is very tricky to bed. Now, Everton has been obviously a contentious game since it was rearranged around the turn of the year due to COVID, which was unfortunate. But of course, it caused a massive sting, which is a bit of a shame because it never should have been such a big deal. But it became a big deal because how it was treated in the media and so on. But obviously, City hadn't really done anything wrong. Unfortunately, some of the players got COVID. Either way, this is that rearranged fixture now. And I think it's probably fair to say there's a little bit of relative bad blood between the clubs, given how it played out. It's silly, and hopefully they will get on with it. But it's going to be interesting to see how this does actually play out. Anyway, Guardiola was very optimistic, of course, during the press conference. He's also very praiseworthy of John Stones, which I thought was particularly noteworthy. He said about John Stones, absolutely, it's down to him. He organised his life incredibly professional. Every month in previous seasons, exceptional. He turned the situation around himself. The situation, the managers can't help. Basically, he gave Stones all the credit for his upturn in form. And do you know what? I think that's absolutely true. I think it is down to Stones. Because obviously, Stones had plenty of time with Guardiola, so it wasn't anything that Guardiola did differently. It was all of a sudden that Stones got himself organised and got his life back on track. And of course, it probably helped that he found this beautiful partnership with Ruben Diaz as well. But either way, Stones getting some rightful credit there. And Guardiola was also asked as well about if he's thinking ahead to the Champions League. Obviously, because it's Champions League was yesterday during the press conference when it came back. And he said, no one has thought about Mönchengladbach. What we have done so far is thinking about the next one. That's Everton, then Arsenal, then we will think about Mönchengladbach. Not one thought, honestly. I actually believe him, really. I genuinely do believe him. Of course, his mind will wander every now and then, but I do believe the reason they're doing so well at the moment is because they are genuinely focusing on each game. And I think that's how Guardiola works. Now, naturally, he will have a team of analysts who are looking forward to Mönchengladbach and all that kind of stuff, but him in the coaching staff, I think they're always thinking about the next game, and I think it actually works for them. So I think it's very intelligent. Obvious, but I think it works. In terms of the team news, it's such a mixed bag today, unfortunately. Now, the big news is that Ruben Diaz is back. And Guardiola said he'll be in contention for this game, which is, of course, absolutely awesome. Diaz being back is just, exactly what you want. Ruben being absolutely quality, as we know. And also, I kind of put it on Twitter yesterday. I kind of broke the news that KDB was back in full training, and he was. He had a full training session yesterday, which is absolutely wonderful. It might be too soon for him. Who knows? Maybe he'll be on the bench, but it might be too soon. But obviously, KDB being back in normal training is wonderful. It's probably bad news for Arsenal, where KDB usually drops his annual masterclass. But I'll let them worry about that one, because we're not thinking ahead, as Guardiola would like to say. Sergio as well, full training session, and Sergio will be on the bench again, I would guess. Hopefully he'll get some minutes tonight if things go well. And unfortunately, the bad news is that Gundogan is probably going to be out today. Now, I heard personally that Gundogan trained for a bit of the session but went back inside. He's not fully ready yet to be tested and stretched. But I think it's only going to be a one game missing out kind of thing, maybe two at most. But I'm not overly concerned about Gundogan. And to be honest, I think we'd all probably admit he probably needed a rest anyway, given the amount of games he's played recently. So if he takes one game out, 1 or 2 games out, enforced, it isn't the worst thing to happen. Of course, it's an injury, which is a shame, but I'm sure it'll be all right. And the big news as well is that Fernandinho is actually back in full training, which is wonderful stuff. Fernandinho could be involved for a start tonight, and we'll discuss that in a little bit of time. And Ake, unfortunately, is still not back. Guardiola said he's unfortunately not available yet. He's had such torrid look. I mean, it feels like one signing always has to have bad injury, doesn't it, when they come to Manchester City? And that has been Nathan Ake. Poor guy. In terms of the lineup, well, I think it's a massive case of as you were, really, just cracking on as it is. I mean, we all know Ederson, Mr. Assist Ederson, Mr. Future Potential Penalty Taker for Manchester City. Ederson will be between the sticks, and rightfully so, given how goddamn he is. Goddamn good he is, sorry. How goddamn he is, doesn't make any sense. Goddamn good he is, so he'll be between the sticks. I can't see any reason to change the back four. I'm going to say the same back four, but no, having said that, Diaz will come back in. I'm sorry, Laporte. It'll be, in my opinion, Zinchenko, Diaz, Stones, and then over at right back it will be Joao Cancelo. It's a shame on Laporte. Laporte was good and doesn't deserve to be out of the team, but at the same time, neither does Diaz or John Stones. I reckon Diaz will come back in. Maybe not. Maybe Diaz will be on the bench this one. Who knows? Maybe he'll sit out while he's getting back. I don't see it though. Diaz is our unflappable. He's basically our captain in noble words at the moment on the pitch, so it'll be him. In midfield, this is where it gets interesting. We know Rodri's going to play. We know Bernardo's going to play. Who plays alongside him? This probably won't happen, but I'm going to say this out loud on the video so I can clip it up and go, I was right, in case it does happen. Imagine, right, Joao Cancelo plays in midfield and Walker's a right back. Cancelo as a midfielder. Could happen, couldn't it? But I can see instead, I reckon what we might see is Fernandinho or Mahrez playing midfield. I know that sounds a bit crazy, but I will say Fernandinho alongside Rodri, with Rodri a bit of a license to get forward because he can pass the ball pretty well. He's obviously a more functional midfield and closer to the double pivot, but the team is much more functional now in general. I would love to see Foden in midfield, by the way, but I just can't see it at the moment. It could be that Foden gets that chance, but I don't think Guardiola rates his kind of retention overall. Having said that, he does offer that same goal scoring threat that Gundogan has, but my reckons will be my choice would be Fernandinho, then maybe Mahrez or Foden, then maybe Joao Cancelo or something like that. But I'm going to say it'll be Fernandinho, Rodri, Bernardo. Hopefully I'm wrong there. It's a bit more creative than that, but that's what I reckon will happen. Forward line of Foden, Sterling, and Gabriel Jesus. I can't see any reason why they'll change that. It makes a lot of sense to me personally. It seems to be our most informed forward line at the moment. I'm sorry, Mahrez fans. Unfortunately, I feel like these three are absolutely flying. Ferran Torres can't get an either, and Aguero will be on the bench. Hopefully, Aguero, by the way, starts to find some form again. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? I don't trust his injuries, unfortunately. But Aguero, I saw some compilation of his goals, and I shared it on Twitter yesterday against the top six. And you forget how good he is in his pomp. But unfortunately, that seems like a long time ago, but who knows. Anyway, let me know your team lineup down in the comments below. That's not my lineup, by the way. It's what I think Guardiola would do, of course. In terms of the opposition, well, Everton are a mystery wrapped in a riddle, covered in enigma. They are a very confusing side this season. They did start the season, obviously, absolutely flying. They were near the top at one point. Then they've had a kind of mixed run of form since then, and they've only won one of the last 5 Premier League matches. However, if they win both their games in hand, they're currently sat on 37 points. That would take them to 43 points, which is above Chelsea. So, into fourth, which is pretty good for them. So they have got potential to improve further. And Carlo Ancelotti, I think, largely has improved Everton. Though they're not perfect yet, they have signed some good players and are playing pretty well. I mean, they're currently sat in 7th, of course. They've won 11, drawn 3, lost 7. And Ancelotti has improved them. That midfield that they kind of formed of like Allen and Decor and James Rodriguez has been very, very good. But it has kind of fallen off a little bit recently. They do, of course, have Calvert-Lewin. I think Calvert-Lewin is going to be out for this, which is a blow for them. Pretty good news for Manchester City, given his quality in front of goal. Rodriguez did go off the other day in the defeat against Fulham, where they were absolutely abysmal, by the way, one of the worst Premier League performances of the season. And he probably won't be risked. He might get a chance because he might decide they need goals, and they have struggled for goals recently. But who knows? I've got a feeling he might be on the bench for this one, unless he makes a really fast recovery. Allen does have a chance of returning, though, after returning from the bench at the weekend. So, yeah, basically, they are a very strange team, Everton. Like, consecutive victories at one point against Chelsea, Leicester and Arsenal, which is 3 high-quality teams. But then they'll also drop points to West Ham, Newcastle and Fulham this calendar year alone in 2021. Especially Fulham, that was a massive loss for them. But that's Everton in a nutshell. They do have some very good players, of course. They've got a midfield with quality in it. Like, even the backups, to like... James, for example, you've got like the Wobie's a decent player. Sigurdsson is capable of some magic as well. Richarlison's a very good player. Josh King's recent signing is not a bad player at all, even if he's not started much recently, but I think Josh King is a decent player in general. Lucas Digne, the fullback, very, very good. We know about Ben Godfrey, Keane, Holgate. Good players, basically. Very good players. I'm not sure if Pickford's going to be playing. I think he's been injured recently a little bit. I'm not sure the backup keeper will be playing or not, but we'll see. But either way, Everton are a good side, you know. They are struggling to score goals at the moment, but they are a decent side and they haven't conceded some. Either way, it's not going to be easy. I can't not predict a Manchester City victory. I'm going to say Man City will win this, but I'm not expecting this to be a walk in the park. It never is against Everton, especially at Goodison Park, even without the fans there. But I do think this Manchester City side are made of incredibly stern stuff at the moment. I expect them to go there. I expect this to be difficult without Gundogan, without Mr. Whippy, of course. It won't be easy, but I'm going to say City will win this. I'm going to go for... I'm going to say really, really tight 1-0. It's horrible that to think about it, but I'm going to say 1-0 anyway. Guys, do let me know your predictions down in the comments below. Let me know what you make of Everton. Let me know what you think the score will be and your team lineup and all that kind of stuff. And I will be live later on for a watch along, so come and join me then. Big love to every single one of you. I'll catch you later. Thank you to all my latest patrons, including Tom and Jabba. Thank you very, very much. And also, big love to Ahmed Ali, my Patreon producer. All the people scrolling down the side of the screen. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for getting 50k heroes. See you later.